Hi, my name's Ed Hoppett and I sit within VMware's advisory services team, and I also own the strategy for DevOps and Cloud Native across EMEA. What I've got for you today is 4 simple slides that you can use to take to your customers and explain to them VMware's relevance in helping transform their digital businesses. This is about a focus on building a platform for innovation. The situation that customers find themselves in at the moment is quite simple. They're moving from an operations-led IT efficiency focus to a business-led business growth focus. Companies are looking to transform the way they build and maintain their core applications and those applications that they use as the interaction points with customers to enable them to be more responsive and more agile in what we're seeing as an increasingly more software-defined economy. The big challenge with doing that is that you have to maintain speed and agility of not only your future stuff, but your existing applications. You have to find a way of building in scalability to what you're doing at the same time as putting security at the heart of the architecture. And it's this that customers are coming to us, VMware, and asking for help with. You see, the perception is that you have to build something new in order to innovate in this new way. Traditional applications, monolithic applications as they tend to be referred to, the SAPs, the IBM WebSpheres, they're difficult to innovate on fast, but customers build their core IT platforms using them. And for those customers, the data center is predominantly a place to run applications. What we're seeing in the evolution is the data center moving to being a place where people want to build and run applications as a platform, no longer as simply something to run applications that you're using day to day. And as people change the way they're doing development work, we're seeing new architectures such as microservice-based architecture, where people are building applications from lots of fragments of code and stitching them together to build an end-to-end business process. Now, the real thing here is that what if you could do both? There isn't a need to just simply say, well, I need to build a new silo, let's go and do all my future development in Amazon and we'll just use VMware for the legacy. The reality is what we're seeing enterprises do is moving a small, perhaps 10 to 15% portion of their development into this new world, because not everything needs to have rapid agile development. For example, your HR system or your expense system, they don't necessarily need to have that level of agility today. So what you see is people taking these generation 2 monolithic applications where data sits, where information sits, where the customer's network connectivity may sit, and they're adding them to the generation 3, the new future platforms. Because you know what? All the data that those generation 3 applications are probably accessing on day 1, they live back in the customer's generation 2 estate. And this slide illustrates that. What customers are doing is they're using the best of both. They're building a Gen 5 application, taking the Generation 2 stuff and adding the Generation 3 stuff. And if you're using mobile banking, for example, that's a great case in point. The mobile banker app is built using agile processes in Gen 3 technology, but it's talking back to the bank's mainframe. It's a true hybrid application. And VMware's focus is on enabling the customers to do both. What we don't want to see is customers going and taking all of their future application development and running it on a new platform. So VMware responds to this by focusing on delivering a single platform for innovation, where you can build and run applications in the data center. Sitting on top of the SDDC platform, the monolithic applications can be easily consumed through things like vRealize automation. It provides the governance and the compliance that's needed to run these traditional applications. Then as people start to ask for a more open standards infrastructure API, we've got vSphere integrated OpenStack. Now that enables people, and specifically developers, to consume infrastructure as code, creating API calls into the SDDC rather than having to rely on a GUI and clicking to build new applications. And then as application architecture matures, people move into building microservice architectures. Now people want to be able to deploy code. They don't want to deploy infrastructure anymore. And so we provide things like vSphere integrated containers. And what that allows developers to do is to use things like the Docker API to deploy in effect fragments of code that enable them to build these microservice architectures. And last but by no means least, when people then realize what they really want to do is to abstract themselves away from all the complexity and simply focus on writing the code for the applications, now you're talking about platform as a service. And VMware there, again, we can run Pivotal Cloud Foundry sat on top of Photon Platform that gives you a really tight, integrated way of running that. So VMware's big strength here is that we provide a journey. We're not just offering platform as a service. We're not just offering a way to run those monolithic applications. we can take the customer on a journey, and it doesn't matter how they want to consume the infrastructure. The infrastructure underneath can be the SDDC underpinning their journey with security, with compliance, with networking, storage, and compute.